Welcome back, guys. You guys know what time it is, you know what day it is. It's Astrofx Technical Tuesdays, and it is volume 25. And we're proud to say last week's Technical Tuesday, episode 24, was the best one we've done so far, in our opinion anyway. We've received many comments, much support, and great feedback that has definitely helped people think a bit differently about the market. So if you haven't watched it, it's already got like 1,500 views. Go ahead and watch it. But yeah, from the amount of comments and messages we actually did get about that volume, actually inspired us to do this week's hot topic. So this week's hot topic is pros and cons of being a trader. Not maybe just a Forex trader, but a general trader, because many people have misconceptions about what it takes and what you need. So we're going to jump straight into this.
Yes, okay, so before we do, I hope everyone's had a great trading week. And again, we've got some great setups to share with you all, as always. I hope you all enjoyed that Aussie dollar. I remember getting ready for that reversal.
Yeah, I was going to say, so what we're going to do, before I make it clear to everyone, is Sean's going to be doing the pros, and I'm going to be doing the cons, because obviously there is two different sides to every story. So I'll let Sean start.
Astrofx News Bulletin. All right, so here we go. The first pro of being a trader is in fact something that we all yearn for in life and all aspire to have and experience, which is freedom. Okay, so freedom, let's think about this for a moment. So what does freedom mean to you? Freedom of maybe not having to get up each morning to go to a job at a certain time. The freedom of being able to not rush and just take your time, just eat your breakfast in the morning and enjoy that nice warm cup of green tea, and not having to rush out the door basically and end up in some traffic and so on. Freedom of just not having to wake up to your alarm each and every day, and ultimately the freedom
not listening to anyone, really.
Yeah, freedom of not listening to anybody, taking somebody's orders, somebody who isn't any more better than you at the end of the day. So freedom is something that everybody does want. It's probably our soul's deepest desire to have freedom, and there should be a lot more of it in the world. However, freedom on the whole is something that the Forex market can indeed bring you.
Yep, and it has brought us, but it's not been an easy road, because there is a price to pay. And for us, it's that trading confinement. And me and Sean did go back and forth about, we always have good conversations about how long do you think it's going to take for a particular student to maybe do well. And one thing we've actually realized is that it's going to be a good year or two. Maybe not for everybody. Someone might be able to do well in a few months, but that price to pay, it doesn't matter how good you think you are, doesn't matter it doesn't matter how good you think you are when it comes to your mind or psychology. It doesn't matter if you're trading maybe £10 or £100,000. You're gonna go through stress. If you're new to this business, that trading confinement, that little kind of zone that you can't get out of, it's gonna make you stressed. You're gonna be looking at your phone. You're not gonna be happy with the losses, confused. Now you're gonna be entering trades that you're not too sure, you're not too confident on. And sometimes I know a lot of people make a lot of money from our Technical Tuesdays, but there is quite a possibility that people actually don't know why we're actually entering the trades. That's why, again, we teach. And circles is the biggest kind of confinement, once again, that you're going to go through. You might have 2 or 3 weeks where you might do really well in the market, and then what happens? You get 1 or 2 or even 3 months where you're just straight losing, and now you want freedom, but you didn't want freedom by going backwards. So you have to just deal with so many different things, and you have to get out of that confinement to get to freedom.
Now, the next one is in fact quite an exciting one, and what attracts many people into this game, which is no limit. No limit on how much you can actually earn in the market. Now this goes for many markets, but we're talking about Forex in particular, not just because we trade it. However, this is the biggest market, 5 trillion plus each and every day. So let's compare this to other industries, other businesses, and so on. You could be working 40 hours a week, could be in full-time employment, and it doesn't really matter if you put in 50% effort, 100% effort, or 150% effort. The majority of the time, I'm not saying all of the time, but a large percentage of the time, the paycheck at the end of that month is going to be relatively the same. And even, say, studying, doing many years of studies, at the end of the day, that you are going to get a cap on salary. You can climb up the ladder, go through certain companies, but the cap is always there. So in Forex, as I say, we never say to somebody, you can come into us, you can come and see us, and you can put 2,000 in an account, 1,000 in an account, and you can flip it and make 10k, 20k the next week, like you may see on some of the crazy YouTube ads, or also stuff on Facebook and stuff like that. However, we do say you can earn a lot of money once you've applied yourself, once you've gone through the lessons and mistakes, and as your skill set, and most importantly your capital increases and you control your risk as well. I'd like to make that clear. We do get a lot of messages, and we like to show some of our profits and stuff for motivation for people our age, because we know many people aspire for that first pro, which is freedom. So that's why we do it, motivation. So many people say, how much do you earn? And we don't like to share everything, because at the end of the day it's like looking into our bank accounts and so forth. But yeah, one says, how much do you earn? So let's take it back to October. I remember it's October the 10th, and me and Nat came into the office, and it was actually our record day. Came in actually on this table right behind us, and we put the video on Instagram as well. You can go see that, 10th of October. And we were a student, and the student was completely fresh to Forex, and we showed her how simple. We showed her the running trades, how fast it can move and fluctuate, and how easy it was to close the trades. Don't get me wrong, we held the euro trade and the euro yen trade for around 2 weeks. Again, that dedication, patience and discipline had to be cultivated over a period of time. But yeah, we closed the trades around £25,000 profit, and then we went straight out. A little celebration, came back, and then we got on with our day. So don't get me wrong, £25,000 doesn't come every single month. No way. We're just saying this as an example.
Sometimes it doesn't come in the whole month.
Yeah, in the whole month, or even 2 months. Again, you're going to have your losing weeks, and it's something that it's your risk as a trader, and you need to know this. Okay, so overall, we still aspire to reach further than that 25k, which we know will come in time. But yeah, overall there's no limit in what you can earn in Forex, and it's all down to your hard work and dedication.
That's right. Now I'm going to break a lot of hearts as well at the same time. I'm sure Sean's built you up, but I'm not going to knock you down, but I'm going to talk about a good reality, which is no guarantees. I've had this question many times, I've had this conversation many times. In all our emails, I know that people ask it, on a weekly basis. Sometimes I'm talking to individuals on the phone that want to join Astrofx, and the question sometimes they kind of point at the end is, so I want to do the course, or I've learned somewhere else or something. Can I guarantee to be making X amount of money? There is no guarantees, there is no promises, there is no safety net. There's no way, there's hardly anything that you can do in life where you're guaranteed to do something and you're guaranteed to get paid X amount. It's the same thing in trading. Sean told you a really good story, but if I had to go back way further than that, when me and Sean first started off and we decided to work together, I remember one point we went 9 solid consecutive months without making a withdrawal. And the one thing that's, you guys might not know is that we didn't have any part-time job, no side occupation, no one funding us or anything. For us it was, okay, we're going to become successful trading, or we're going to die trying, or starve trying. So yeah, there's no guarantees, and we went through those 9 months, and it was more about persistence and seeing it through to the end. But I know a lot of people that might be watching this video can't go through 9 months. So, we're not here saying quit your jobs. Every single trader that comes in, we look at them individually, at their own financial situation. So hopefully you guys will look at your own situation and, consider that before making such a decision, and how far you want to take your trading.
Yeah, and that's one of the most important aspects you need to ask yourself, are you ready for?
I'll show it again.
Before you actually get into trade. And again, nothing in life is guaranteed, so why would trading be guaranteed? Okay, so next pro is in fact one that me and Nat definitely didn't know what we were in for when we first got into trading, but it is self-development. Now, it's probably one of our favourite ones. Okay, so self-development overall in the market, it's something that no other person, not even your parents, no friends, or even a teacher can actually teach you. Self-development comes from working with yourself inside out, and mainly from experience. Now, again, everybody who comes to us for training and whatnot, we give them all the tools, we give them everything to run for and that guidance. However, they're going to really grow from applying them tools and going through their own experience. Now, every single person's experience on the planet in whatever field it is, it's going to be entirely unique. Okay, and everyone grows at different levels as well. However, one of the major things that me and Nat have learned in this market, and what we've grown into, is like the detachment from money itself. Now, a lot of people are very, very attached to material things and money as well, like, you know, scared to buy certain things, scared to part with the money, scared to take the risks. Now, luckily we have the balance. I'm normally the really risky one, that's normally the conservative one. We try and work in between. So we've gone through experiences where we've crossed over at times again, but we've developed on both paths. So yeah, the detachment from money, which is good, because you also get a detachment from other things as well. Once you've had certain losses, it's not just money, it's I don't know, just like arguments with friends. You learn to be a bigger person, basically, not get caught up in the drama. Overall, patience and discipline as well. I remember when we used to trade, we used to like try and scalp. We were up each morning. It was like trade. It was more like an addiction. We didn't really know what we were doing, and going from that to holding trades, like I just said, the 25k win took a good few weeks, and it was floating up and down, 15k, 20k, and just stopping your hand from just clicking it and going close.
If that was us, like many months ago, we probably wouldn't have even let it get past 2,000.
Yeah. It was like, oh, close this, enter another one. It's more of a thrill factor rather than ride the trade out, cultivate the patience and discipline needed in order to be profitable overall. But yeah, self-development is a very, very major one, which the market can provide for you.
Not many people actually talk about that, but yeah, firsthand we can tell you, you know, it's something brilliant to pick up. But again, where you have self-development as a pro, you have the devil inside with the little horns as one of the cons. And the devil inside, what does that mean? And this means you guys, you know, if you're trading, you already understand it, and if you're not, you'll understand it soon. But you are going to face the deepest, darkest emotions inside of you. You know, you might think you're good at psychology because of other things you've done in life, but I promise you staying at a screen and seeing, you know, your account balance fall, you're seeing, you know, trades that you thought were, you know, 100% going to work out for you. You come back after lunch and you've seen it drastically fall. That feeling inside your gut, that stomach, nothing can compare. Now, don't get me wrong. Sorry, there are certain highs. You know, you win a trade, you win a few trades in a row, you feel like a rock star. But when you have those lows, you know, you start thinking, were these the right decisions that led me to being a trader? And then you start thinking, can I pick myself back up? And you really will be looking at yourself, like Sean said, when maybe you're addicted to something, you're going to face those deep, dark emotions. So yeah, you know, be prepared to face them and be prepared to conquer them. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, indeed, very, very important. Now the next pro of being a trader and going through the trading journey is one of independence. So independence overall, a lot of people can be more independent than others, but I must want to take this point of independence back to the con earlier on, which Nat went through, of confinement. So independence, again, that can be cultivated through going through certain stages of confinement. Now, going back to my learning stages through Forex, I cut everything off. It was like do or die, as Nat said. I used to sit in my bedroom, sit in my house. I was indoors most of the time. I was on the charts around the clock. However, a lot of people in this world don't actually like to spend time with themselves. You know, they're always reaching out for other things, like, you know, friends here and there, always wanting to go out. But it depends how dedicated you are. And again, in my experience, the confinement stages of Forex and going through all of those different emotions on my own, and going deeper into myself and all of those devils, which Nat said, coming out, okay, you learn and you start to cultivate that independence. So you start to understand the world on the whole and how the world is, you know, all of the different, it all comes mainly to human behavior, fear, greed, emotional aspects, work, what it really does take to be successful in many different fields, especially on your own path, money on the whole, where does money come from? Okay, again, the non-attachment to money, be able to just place trades on your own, independent in all of those fields, and just how to live better in general. And when you sat there and you're learning how a certain currency pair moves, you know, and learning how that can impact the external aspects of life is very, very good. So overall, independence, the main message,
maybe decision making.
Yeah, and decision.
That's quite a big one.
Yeah, decision making. What, you know, when to hold back on a certain, you know, make out of a decision. But overall, independence. Okay, I'd like to just stop this one with. It teaches you to work smarter and not harder.
That's right. Now, I'm going to make this one quite quick. Now, where you have independence, you also have to learn how to be a man on an island. We use this term quite often because it does represent quite a few different things in trading. Now, as much as you guys don't want to hear this, you are going to lose friends. If you want to be successful at trading, you want to give it all, you are going to lose friends. You might even lose some family members. Why? Because they won't give you that support. Not everyone's going to see your vision. If I had to go back in my own personal experience, I went from a family that didn't really understand how I can just take a laptop, take an investment and be able to grow it. Sometimes it just goes over people's heads, maybe because they just weren't brought up that way. And I'm sure many people watching this video might be able to, connect with me when it comes to certain family or friends just thinking, oh, that ain't gonna work. And when you are learning in the confinement stage, they might be right. And they're going to come back to you and say, oh, the comparison curse is what I like to call it. So your friend over here, they continued with education, they're doing pretty well. Your friend over here, he got this job and that job, and you have to just put up with it. You have to figure out how to be a man on an island. You have to make your own decisions. Don't let no one from the outside influence you. Because if I had done that, I wouldn't be here today.
And believe in yourself as well, even through the dark times. Always have faith, because there always is light at the end of the tunnel.
So when it comes to con, just it's not really a con, but you can figure out how to work around it because it'll make you stronger. Be a man on an island.
So I just want to conclude a few points here. So first of all, the pros, we had freedom, what trading can bring. No limit on your income, which is very exciting and very rewarding at the end of the day. Self-development aspects, which many people may not be ready for or are ready for, want to jump straight into. Independence overall is something that we all need to learn to get a grasp of. So overall, what do these make up? It is the overall trader's lifestyle. Okay, so the trader's lifestyle, what is a trader's lifestyle? So if we just take a few seconds to just think about what happens in, let's say, today's economy. Okay, today's economy isn't doing so well, and we can when you're looking at the charts will reflect how bad the economy is doing, not just the UK economy, but all the economies overall. You can even walk down your high street, go into town, high street shops shutting down left, right and centre. Big brands, clothing brands, shops, all closing down because no people are really shopping in these high street centres and stores. And even factories, for instance, a lot of factories who have been established for over 100 years, especially around my area, again, these are shutting down, or a lot of the actual human jobs are now being replaced by robots and technology. So with that being said, a lot of people are now shopping online. You can basically get anything delivered to your doorstep these days. So online is the future, and technology is the future. It's just how it is at the moment. So it's wise to actually get involved, and again, that's what trading can actually bring. But overall, it's great to just have the control over your destiny. Even if you're doing this part-time to start with, a lot of our students have actually came in and are doing very, very well with full-time jobs and just doing trading on the side. Again, I used to work, and I'm not sure, many people can relate to this, but you pay into a pension, okay? You're paying to your pension each and every month, a small percentage, and you're like, yes, when I'm 60, 65, I'm going to get this pension and I'm going to just live off my pension. There's no guarantee that you're even going to get to 65. You're going to be forever waiting to get to 65 to enjoy some freedom. Anything can happen between now and then. So overall, the destiny is in your control. So trader's lifestyle, the more work you put in, okay, through all of the cons, again, once you've gone through all of these and you've battled them all out and battled yourself, you're going to get more results over and over again. Yeah,
to elaborate on what Sean said as well, we all have a computer, we all have an iPhone, or I'm sure a lot of you do, an iPad, or a laptop or a device, and I'm sure a lot of you are using it currently for pleasure. But again, as Sean said, if that's the future, maybe you should start using it for business. So yeah, just something for you guys to think about. But yeah, to wrap up the whole hot topic, trading journey. And again, just in 60 seconds, if you guys look at any industry, anything, you work your way up. There's nothing that you can really do. You can't become a professional footballer overnight, play basketball, any kind of sport, anything. You have to grow up your position. And same thing in trading. Understand that there is a journey. there is a journey. You know, try not to start calling yourself a forex guru. Try not to tell all your friends and family that you're going to conquer the market over, you know, a month or a weekend. Just be humble. You know, we are two people that we talk about losses, we talk about wins, and because we've seen that we're going to start here, but we have to reach there. And it is survival of the fittest. So persistence is key. And to conclude this whole hot topic, you know, if you haven't started trading yet, and you know, maybe some of the cons we've discussed today you're uncomfortable with, you don't have to say no to trading, but maybe you should rethink your game plan and rethink, okay, is this for me right now? Don't quit your job, don't tell your boss to go F himself because you're not going to be a forex trader. Just take your time. And if you're, you know, maybe halfway through this journey, or you know, you're not too sure, or you think about turning back, just hopefully hope from the words that we've used today and you know what we talked about, there is light at the end of the tunnel
and motivation for you, that it is just a path at the end of the day. We've been through it. Sometimes we still go through it, you know, in the market when we have a sideways week, not earn anything for 2 weeks or so, but however, again, light at the end of the tunnel. 1 week of good trades, nice amount of pips, turns everything around.
Yeah, so they don't have to be cons, they can just be lessons, guys. So yeah, hopefully that, you know, for everyone that's watching, you know, our Technical Tuesdays that might be new or starting off, this will hopefully help. And
don't forget, if any of these you can relate to any of these, or you have any more, just give us, just comment on the YouTube. We can maybe have a little bit of a talk about it as well in the comment section.
Just kind of mention whatever pro or con that you know you think you want to talk about, and just share your opinion. We always like to find out what you guys are thinking, the journey that you've been through. It will just hopefully help everyone around you. But now it is time. It is time, Sean.
Let's go technicals.
Are you time? Maybe we shouldn't do technicals.
Nah, should we not?
Of course. All right, it's time for technicals. I'll pass it over to Sean. I now become the guy that sorts the camera out. So let's go.
Now, guys, time for technicals. As always, we do sometimes run ahead of time on our topics. Like today, we only really expected the pros and cons to last around 5 minutes. However, we sometimes can get carried away because we are passionate about sharing some information with everybody. And again, we just like to give as much information and knowledge surrounding trading as possible. So we're going to get straight into technicals now. So I'm going to start with Aussie dollar. Again, I only want to spend around 2 minutes on each pair, to be honest. It's been quite a long day. We've been working on some of our other projects, but let me just crack straight on. So Aussie dollar last week, let me just pull the daily up first before I go on to the weekly. Last week we showed you some examples of market manipulation and how sometimes the market can go against us. That fundamental may give it that kick and that boost to go against the overall trend, because the net amount of shorts, for instance, on Aussie dollar was too much. So spiked all the way above the 0.7900 zone here, the region, and a lot of stop losses must have been above here because that was the last lower swing high. So yeah, with that being said, we did shoot up and we closed below, and we closed this doji candle here. Now the doji candle represents indecision and so forth, and I did say, this was a live example, you go back to last video, I did say watch Aussie dollar for a reversal all the way back down to the lows at 0.7600, a break of that to go make a new low. So overall the trend is still down. However, we did have a lot of indecisive movement and the fundamentals to go and hit the stop losses and then roll over and continue the overall trend. So as you can see, we fell around 300 pips since the last Technical Tuesdays, and we did keep everybody updated on Twitter and Instagram also. So coming to the 4 hour, remember I said the real trend is the slow, relaxed trend. Okay, this is a great example here, nice and slow, just melt. Looking at this now, I did have this Fibonacci level on from the highs here to the lows because we could have experienced a pullback to one of these fib levels. A great entry, a little bit higher, short entry, to go for targets at 0.7300 perhaps. Okay, as you can see now, we're riding on 7600 support. So yeah, I'm saying a break of that, we're looking at 7450s, then beyond 7450s, 7300s. But let me just skip to the weekly chart real quick. Very easy setup. If you analyze the weekly chart, shooting star off resistance, Marabozu form, you know, this is like 80-90%. It's going to revert. It's going to reverse back into its downtrend at the moment, as you can see here. It's even like an evening star, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we're just looking at more momentum perhaps to the downside on this pair. So at the moment, no buys on Aussie. Did exactly what we said it would last week. So that was a great example, great live example. So next one I'm going to go over is gold. Now gold, I actually got burnt on gold last week myself. I lost about 150 pips. Now, again, going through the pros and cons, sometimes no one's perfect. We're gonna make mistakes, we're gonna have losses. This is how you deal with the losses, and don't take them to heart. Basically, and always ensure your money management and risk management is on point. So I can't remember what time frame it was. Anyway, I was watching gold around the 1200 level. It was around here, and yeah, 1200, a very strong barrier. Hit the 1200 level, and I went short. Although my stop loss was only around 40 pips, 1204. I was going for a nice risk reward of 1 to 2. As you can see here, a huge spike up. This daily candle, huge spike up all the way to 1219, and then what happened? Reversed, swift reversal. Okay, so my bias for gold remains all the way back down here, 1130s overall. I'm not saying go in. It's not gospel. Once again, it's just my viewpoint on gold and where it's going to be. I was saying that when we were trading here before the news and the FOMC and such came out. So I do have a strong bias that this will actually go to 1130s, then 11 overall. At the moment, again, I posted this on Twitter and Instagram yesterday. Nice slow relaxed trend here from 1190s down to 1180s, 100 pips. Posted that in the morning, hit target early hours this morning, so less than 24 hours, 100 pips there on gold, as I did the Aussie dollar. We had this little false break through the 1180, and then we pulled all the way back, bullish engulfing, and just a lot of chop at the moment. So this is more like a shooting star candle / dark cloud cover. Bearish reversal with a Mariposa indicating momentum can be pushed to the downside. So I'm waiting for a clean break of this level to go short. Short targets maybe 1160s, break of that 1130s, all the way back down here. Okay, so that's just my interpretation of gold. Again, be careful with gold. I'm just going over it to catch up on stuff that we didn't go through last week. And last but not least, I'm just going to go over GBP JPY once again. Now, after last week's episode of Technical Tuesdays, I had the three zones, the resistance, the mid-range, and then the support, and I said it broke the mid-range using that as resistance, and then we did actually break through. I remember I did get a decent amount of pips last week on GJ. We were up last week around 2%, made around £2,000. $2,000, sorry, on our account, and then that gold just wiped that out. Okay, so break even week, we did mention this on Instagram. Everyone's going to have break even weeks. So yeah, straight up honest about that, what happened. And now we're up at the moment. We're up nearly 3%. The trades that I'm in at the moment, again, this one here, I'm watching this now, GBP JPY, very choppy, a lot of mess right now. It's one that's quite indecisive, but still got the resistance at around 178, 178.50. I even pulled this Fibonacci as well from up here, 180 down to 176.50. As you can see today, sudden up move. You can see this better on the 2-hour chart. Sudden up move to the Fibonacci level, and hopefully now we're going to roll over. So I'm watching for, again, key reversals, key candlestick formations to get short. Short targets will be 176, 175. You can go back 2 videos ago where we're saying 172s for a daily Fibonacci, which is still in play, by the way. We're just getting smaller waves within inside the overall wave. So still bearish on this. Okay, down. Gold bearish as well. Aussie dollar breaking this level, making new lows for the year. So I hope that helps. Alright, I'm going to go now. We'll keep you updated on Twitter and so forth. As mentioned, very busy month of April. We've had to actually turn a lot of people away because of the high demand, especially after last week's video and the certain topics that we speak about. Many people can relate to it, and again, a lot of our students are coming up now with some great work and showing their profits and so on. So it's all going on at the moment. Again, everything FX is in the tuning process. We've got a lot coming for everybody, so stay tuned. I hope that helps. I hope you enjoyed the analysis. Don't forget to leave your comments, okay, around if you can relate to any of the pros and cons, and maybe some other pros and cons which you haven't mentioned, to share with everybody else. So I'm going to cut the video off, and we'll see you next week.